Hey Libra, happy November 2017. This is Dark Dove Tarot. I hope you're doing fantastic. As you know, I always pre-shuffle, but I'm going to add a little more energy to the cards before we get started. Again, this is a general read, so check your sun, moon, and rising, as sometimes those may resonate with you more than others. So hopefully these resonate with you. This is about singles and anybody possibly looking to reconcile, as those are the people who contact me, you know, like, subscribe, ask for private reads, etc. So, generally I focus on singles. I'll add a little more energy whenever I feel like it's necessary, or not energy, sorry, I'll add a little more if it's, you know, something pertaining to, you know, money or, you know, kids, etc., if that comes into play. Again, I hope you're doing fantastic, and I hope you had excellent birthdays last month and coming into this month. I know I celebrated some with some of my favorite Libras, because as I've said before, I have some really good Libra friends and that are very close to my heart. So I hope all of you had an amazing birthday month and coming into November. Any likes, subscribes, comments, etc. are greatly appreciated. I'm doing the cards face down because I asked everybody how they felt about the cards I did face up last month, and the majority, well, no, everybody who contacted me on it or commented said they liked it face down because they like the element of surprise, kind of like I do. So again, let's get started here in just a minute for Libra. This is for singles and anybody looking to reconcile, but generally focused on the single energy. Can you believe it's almost 2018? I know, I shouldn't say that. But it is. So I'm also going to do a theme of the month card. So let me pull that really quick. You know, Libra, let me know how you feel. If you have any questions, if there's anything you do or don't like about my readings, I like to hear from you guys. And last month, man, I'll tell you what, Scorpio, I got messages from them, questions. So they seem to be very in tune with my channel right now. And I like that, because I want to know if you guys are happy with what I'm doing, if you don't like it, if there's something you do like. So anyways, I really appreciate it when you guys like, subscribe, and any feedback you have, even if you hate it, let me know, because it's important to me that you guys are understanding and feeling and getting the essence of what I'm putting out there. Otherwise, you know, it wouldn't make sense, right? All right, so Libra, your theme of the month is temperance. That's patience, balance, moderation. So that tells me that some of you coming into the month and throughout the month are going to be practicing patience on something. Whether you're looking to reconcile or whether you're single, you're definitely needing to compromise, be more balanced, take things a little more lighthearted. All right, so coming into the month, the first card you have is the Page of Wands. If you are single, this tells me immediately that somebody has sparked your curiosity. This is kind of somebody who maybe has impressed themselves upon you, not in a bad way, but somebody who's kind of come into your life and they're like, hey, I'm here, how's it going? And you're like, this is different. This isn't the normal people who contact me. This isn't the normal type of person who, you know, generally gets my attention. Maybe they're, you know, really outgoing and you're an introvert. Maybe, you know, they like to try a lot of different things and you're kind of on a set routine. You like things the way they are. Something coming into this month, if you're single, somebody's catching your eye. Somebody's definitely maybe changing things up. Maybe changing the way you see dating. Because I get the feeling some of you Libras are exhausted. You're just like, I'm not interested in dating. It's the same old, same old. I'm not getting different results. But this page is coming in. And if they haven't come in, they will be. And they're definitely going to be doing things different, but it's not a bad way. It's going to impress you. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. I mean, look, he's balancing on twigs, and that's pretty impressive, right? No, but seriously, this person who's coming in, if you haven't met them, you will meet them, and you're going to kind of focus a lot of energy on them. Because I feel like your dating life has been kind of like a lull. You're just like, not sure really what to do with this whole thing. I'm not sure if I should online date, if I should do meetup groups, and then if you have done it, you're kind of like, ooh, what's the point? So definitely if you're single, hey, somebody's coming in. Now, I can mention that it's a wand, so it could be a fire sign, which is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So that may be the type of person you're dealing with, but we have other cards to go through. So, you know, I generally don't do that unless it's a major arcana or it's, you know, you've got that energy throughout your entire read. All right, so if you're looking to reconcile, I don't know that you're in communication. In fact, I think a majority of you are not in communication with this person. However, something's going to trip that up. They're going to contact you. You're going to contact them on a whim. They're going to accidentally, see my quotations, email you, text you, call you, or you may downright like hear from a friend, hey, they've been asking about you, and you're like, what? Because I feel like this person that you're thinking about reconciling with is somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, or maybe somebody you just kind of gave up on, or somebody that you thought, it's not going to work, we've had too many problems. But there's something here where all of a sudden this person is in the limelight for you. And you've had that connection and you miss them and they come up in your mind. But this doesn't feel like heartbreak and tragedy. Now, Libra, I'm sure some of you are going to contact me and say, well, it was heartbreak. You know, he or she left me a month ago for somebody else and they bought a private island, or whatever the case is. Again, it's general. But this tells me that either they contacted you and you really didn't see that coming, or somehow you're just going to hear about them. And all of a sudden you're going to be like, huh, maybe we can make things work because they're asking about me, or it's weird, Libra. It's almost like you think that they forgot about you, or you've given up, like, oh, it'll never work. And they're not feeling that way. They're feeling something completely different. All right, so the next card you have is internal coming into the month. And you have the Hanged Man. All right, so if you're single, this is about sacrifice. This is about giving something of yourself that you normally wouldn't give. This is about being self-aware. So if you're single, this tells me that this person who may be coming into your life, you need to give them a good hard look, because I feel like you would feel like you were sacrificing something if you got together with them, and you wouldn't be. And I feel like that sacrifice is needed because you've been doing the same old, and it's not working. There's something here, Libra, for singles, that you're putting out some type of energy and it's not working, and you're going to have to figure that out. And this is saying, if you're not always romantic, or if you don't open up about heartfelt things, then that's something you need to change. If it's always about money for you, or, you know, you give, or you know, offer this, but they're not offering love in return, those two don't go together. There has to be more there. So there's something here, if you're single, that it's saying you're now all of a sudden paying attention to why haven't things worked in the past with people I've dated, and you're revamping that. You're becoming self-aware, and you're putting your heart on your sleeve. That's really what the Hanged Man is saying, is that you're going, okay, if I really want to get what I want, then I have to go for it. No more BSing, just go for it. Even if it sucks, and even if I have to swallow my pride, and even if it hurts a little, I'm going to have to, you know, put my neck out there. And if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. Because if you're looking to reconcile and you're interested in somebody, or you want somebody back, or you want, you know, to somehow have another chance with that person, or even, you know, develop something, if it's from the ground up and it's somebody you haven't seen in a long, long time, or talked to in a long, long time, you may have to be the one to make that connection. You may have to be the one to sacrifice that. It's so weird dating nowadays and getting into the ooey gooey of love, because everybody's so afraid of getting hurt. But if you really want somebody and you really care about them, shouldn't you just say screw it and put your heart on the line? And the worst case scenario is you're back to square one, which if you're looking to reconcile, it's the same thing. You are back to square one. So even if they did it, and even if it was their fault, and even if they weren't perfect, you may have to suck it up, buttercup, and make it happen. And I know that's hard to hear because it's always easier to say, well, they did this, and so I can't go back. Or it was their fault, and I can't do it. Well, guess what? If you want them back, you may just have to do it because this person seems like somebody who, they're tired too, Libra, and they have reasons to be tired. Takes two to tango, as cliche as that sounds. So if you're looking to reconcile, something in yourself you're going to have to start recognizing because for whatever reason, it didn't work, and you can point the finger all you want, but maybe if you listen or open up a little more, you'll understand that it wasn't just their fault too. And Libra, I'm sure I'm going to get emails from people saying, it was all their fault and it was horrible. I get that. But if you're watching this because you miss somebody and you really love them, you might have to make the sacrifice and just get it over and done with. And at least in the end, you know, right? The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past, and I'm knocking everything around, over the past few years, I mean, this could be as far as 10 years, and you have the Fool. All right, so Libra, that plays very well into what I'm talking about here with the Hanged Man, because the Fool is not a fool, but sometimes in a sense, it can be a fool. So I always read this for people looking to reconcile and people who are single together. And the Fool says, look, Libra, there's been a lot of beginnings and a lot of potential here for you. What's going on? What's gone wrong? And I really think, Libra, you are coming into the end of this year knowing that you got to make some changes too. And I'm not trying to harp or lecture you, Libra. And I normally don't at all. Because Libras are pretty, like, they kind of have a plan and like a routine and they make things happen. And I mean, I've made it very clear that some of my closest friends are Libras. My son is a Libra. I love Libras. But this is like taking responsibility for your actions and understanding that you may think, Libra, that you're loud and clear, but you're not always loud and clear. And the Fool is saying, look, why have you had so many beginnings and so many endings? The Fool is all these opportunities and fearless, but then you're playing the innocent card. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't me. It was them. It was them. It was them. And now I think you're the Hanged Man where you're saying, shoot, maybe it wasn't all them. Maybe I was pushing it in a direction when I should have been paying attention to other things. And so I feel like, Libra, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, you've got to notice, you've got to see the potential you had before in the past and look at every scenario. Was every scenario the same? Were a lot of scenarios very similar? Was it you did one thing and they did one and then they moved in one direction? Like, if you were presenting money expecting love, it doesn't work that way. If you're giving gifts expecting love, it doesn't work that way. A gift is a gift. You can't expect to get something in return. If all they wanted was your heart, but you didn't know how to give that or open up, then that's on you. You may think, hey, I was doing this and that was showing you my love. That's not the same thing. They don't go hand in hand. It could be the opposite. It could be that that's all you gave was love and that's all you had was love, but they were missing, something else. Maybe they needed somebody who was a little more stable financially. Whatever the case is, Libra, it's like you're on the right track. You're coming in going, okay, I understand that it takes, that cliche 2 to tango to make it happen. I won't repeat that again for the rest of the reading, I promise, because that saying drives me crazy to a certain extent. But it really, it does. It makes sense. And you may have to, bite the bullet here if you're interested in getting back with somebody. And definitely if you're wanting to meet new people, you got to change it up. You got to rethink it and do it differently. And that's Temperance. Your theme of the month is patience, but also compromise. It has to be a two-way street. It cannot be the way you want it. It cannot be the way somebody else wants it. You guys have got to figure out how to get that even Steven type ground. All right, the next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past 2 weeks and past few months, past month or two, generally. And you have the Page of Pentacles or coins. And this is somebody who's all of a sudden being very pragmatic, responsible, aspiring for something. So if you're single, you are figuring out the tools. I'm not saying you're a tool. I'm saying you're figuring out the tools because he has one here. And how to be pragmatic about dating. You're figuring out this. It's very much like Libra's coming into November, learning about themselves and learning about, and maybe, you know, your birthday had something to do with it. Maybe you realized, I thought at this age, right? We all say that. I thought at this age I would be here. Or I thought at this age I might be here. And maybe you're going, okay, I need to be reasonable about this. What do I want and how am I going to get there? If you're single, you're definitely looking at like the bigger picture. You want marriage, you want kids, you want, you know, and maybe you don't. But if that's what you want, and your wants could be just finding somebody who loves scary movies and, you know, rain. I mean, whatever it is you want, you're realizing that you need to figure out how to get it. That you need to figure out what it takes. What materials do you need? And not materials, obviously, tangible, but what materials inside yourself do you bring and possess and bring to the table so therefore you can get it back? Because this person who's sparking your curiosity, if you're single, is not interested in what you think would really jive or spark their curiosity. And I think it's going to be a lesson learned. I think it's going to be a big one. And I think you might be onto something big here, Libra. But you're going to have to understand, like, the tables are going to turn a little bit on you. And it may make you uncomfortable because you feel like, well, love should be this way and dating should be this way. And if I do this, they should respond this way. And it doesn't work that way. And I think you're going to realize, you're going to all of a sudden see you can be happy. And when somebody puts you in that, like, out of your comfort zone, okay? And if you're looking to reconcile, it's the same thing. If you want to be with this person, you're going to take responsibility for whatever role you played in it, and you're going to aspire to be better. But you're also going to aspire for a better relationship, but you're going to be reasonable about it. I know, Libra, it sounds like I'm lecturing, like you guys were at fault, and I'm not saying that at all, but these cards are showing, like, a responsibility, a sacrifice. I mean, you could look up textbook definition for that card, for the most part, in tarot, and see responsible and see, you know, being practical about it. So that's what this is saying. If you want to be with that person, and yeah, you might have to sacrifice. So what if they were in the wrong? Sometimes you're in the wrong too. I just get this sense that Libra, and Libras are stubborn. I know Libras, and one of my signs is Libra. So I know that we can be very stubborn. And so I think Libras are kind of figuring out this month, over the past few weeks, that the way you've been doing it isn't working. So if you want to get what you want, you got to change it up. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months and into the new year. And you have the Six of Wands. All right, so the Six of Wands is about achieving what you want. So you're putting things in motion, whether you like it, whether it takes you out of your comfort zone, whether you're single or looking to reconcile. If you're single, this is saying whatever you decide to do, whether you're going to date people you normally wouldn't date, whether you're going to get a little more mushy-gushy if you're not normally romantic, or if you're normally, like, you know, Shakespeare, you're going to tone it down a little bit. Whatever you're doing is going to get you what you want, and you're going to feel good about it. You're going to feel prideful, because I feel like some of you felt like the only way to achieve certain things is to be like textbook, right? Well, if I do this for her or him, then they should respond this way. And you're going to start to realize it doesn't work this way. And I think that somebody here is going to, it's going to be like a light bulb moment, like, aha, you're going to feel on top of the world over the next few months, because you're almost going to feel like, I figured it out. I figured out how to date. I figured out how to date in a way that I'm happy and I make them happy and we're happy together, and yay, that's good. Okay. So if you're looking to reconcile, this says that you can get that, but you're going to have to suck up your pride, get it, and then you will feel that sense of achievement. And you'll feel that sense of, I can do this. We can do this together. We can be in a relationship. I understand now what it takes to be in a healthy relationship. Again, I'm not saying that other people haven't done you wrong, Libra. I'm not trying to discount that or discredit it. Just if you like this person and you're watching these videos and you're watching
about reconciliation, then you kind of hold that power. Because until the door is slammed and they say, no, 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 never again, I don't want you ever. And even then, sometimes people are crazy and there's still a chance. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just kind of feel like you can get what you want, but you may have to be the one to make the effort, even though it sucks, because you might have to suck it up. All right, the next card you have is your immediate future, so over the next few weeks. And look, you've got Temperance. So, patience, patience, patience. If you're single, this person's going to spark your curiosity. It could be one or two people that are going to kind of get in your head, and they're going to make you realize some things about yourself, and they're going to make you realize that you have to change things up. And it's about compromise. Temperance is about compromising. So allow them to be who they are. They'll allow you to be who you are, but also like combine those efforts and make it good for both of you. It's about, like I said before, for the theme, it's about balance and moderation as well. So give your heart, but don't give too much right off the bat. Give your, your feelings, but not too much right off the bat. Kind of ebb and flow. Temperance is about feeling confident in yourself, and it's about giving love and allowing you to be you, right? But also understanding that nobody is like you, right? Nobody's exactly you. And so sometimes you may give one type of reaction, or you may say something, or you may do something, and you expect a reaction, or you expect it to be, well, if I do this, they'll do that. It doesn't work that way. And I think, Libra, this month, with the Temperance showing up twice, you're going to start to realize that if you listen and if you pay attention, and if you're just the best you can be, and you put that on the universe with no expectations and just really being you, you're going to find somebody amazing. And I feel like you're going to have to, because if you're single and you're looking for somebody, you may have found them, or you're going to find them, but they're not up for like you running the show. They're not up for, well, if I do this, I expect you to do this. No, it's not how it works. It works in a compromise. If you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. It's going to be about compromise. You will not make it happen with them, and they will not make it happen with you unless both of you are willing to work together and understand that, sometimes you just have to agree to disagree. And that's what this is saying, Libra. Go into it. If you love this person, that's what you need to focus on, is the love, the potential, and then show them you're willing to compromise. Or they may come to you with that, showing that they're willing to compromise. And if it's what you want, you're going to have to knock down that wall and be like, okay, and no finger pointing, no drama. It just has to be, if you really want it, go for it. And if you don't want it, move on. The next card you have is any future external factors. So anything throughout the month of November, tangibly, that you will come in contact with. It could be once, it could be 10 times, it could be the beginning, middle, etc. And you have the Seven of Swords. So if you're single, this is saying, this is strategy. This is about manipulation. So if you're single, this says, don't try and force it. Don't try and make it what you want it to be. If you like somebody and you want to be with them, or you want to get to know them better, don't tell them what you think they want to hear. Don't play the game in a way that you're playing the game. Play the game in the way that you're sincere. The way that Libras are. Because Libras can lay it all out on the table, and they mean exactly what they say. But they can also lay it on the table, again, with the expectation of, if I do this, you should do that. And it doesn't work that way. And again, Libra, I don't know why. I don't normally lecture, and like I said, one of my signs is a Libra, so I get it. But something this month is saying you have to pay attention to yourself and how you're reacting, maybe the people you're picking. And I think that the Seven is saying that too. Like, you can't manipulate the situation to go the way you want it, even if you date 10 people. So the strategy should be more like, I've got this. And if I like somebody, I'm going to let them know. And if they like me back, great. And if they don't, it doesn't matter, because I'm on to the next, I'm on to the next person, or on to the next date. And this is about, too, watching out for deception. Like, you've got to make sure that you see things clearly as well. Because I think that because you're so caring and loving, you want to believe everything people tell you. And it doesn't, they're not always being honest with you. So you have to watch that manipulation. If you're single, you have to be able to decipher between they're being genuine and they're being disingenuine as well. But the weird thing is, Libra, I feel like you've met this person or you're going to meet them, and you just have to make sure you're not pushing. Like, don't push. Let it come. Have this balance of the temperance. Don't push it. Don't push it. Don't push it. Libra, this person who's coming in is super special. Don't try and manipulate it. Just let it come. Be you. I'm not saying don't be you, but allow them to be them as well. If you're looking to reconcile, don't manipulate the situation. If you're looking to reconcile, don't be deceiving, don't be cunning, don't be anything. If you want them back, just be completely truthful. Don't show up with, well, I did this because, or I felt, no. Like, I'm asking you, Libra, because I feel like some of you are feeling hurt. Like, they owe me. They need to apologize to me. They need to. And it doesn't work that way, because if you care about them, none of that matters. Then you have the conversation and you communicate. But if you try and manipulate it, or if you try and, but I really care about you and I miss you, and then 2 weeks in you're like, but you should have done this or you should have done that, it's not going to work. So you've got to be very careful here, because if you're looking to reconcile, this says don't have a strategy, don't have a game plan. If you really, really like this person, or you really, really love them, make the sacrifice, cut them the slack. Hey, you know what? If it was all their fault, it was all their fault. But if you love them, it doesn't matter anyways. The next card you have is internal factors. Anything that comes throughout the month of November that you're going to be feeling. Could be once, twice, beginning, middle, end, and you have the star. So this is some beautiful energy coming in to your November read. And I kind of feel like it's going to be towards the end of the month, because you're going to have this balance of the temperance. And you're the only read so far that I've done that has both the theme and one of the cards in the read that has been corresponding. The star is one of my favorite cards. I think it's a lot of readers' favorite card. This is about hope and inspiration. This comes after the Tower and the Major Arcana, the destruction, the tear down, the just complete deception of everything. And this star says, no, 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 no. I got this. This is beautiful. I've got self-esteem. I'm being generous. I've got inspiration, hope. So if you're single, have this energy. Have this energy. Know that you are going to get what you want. Know that you are amazing. Know that if you're generous with your heart and you really just show up as you, Libra, you are some of my favorite people. Just show up as you. When you're dating, just be you, because you're good enough just the way you are. People like you just the way you are. And it chokes me up a little bit, because I know some amazing Libras who are dating or who've been through this, and you are enough. You are simply enough. So don't try and manipulate the situation. Don't try and be somebody you're not. If you are single and this person thinks you're amazing, they already think that, Libra. They already think that. So just be you, and they'll still think that, because whoever this person is that you're going to meet that's coming in, they already know this about you. If you're looking to reconcile, this says there is some inspiration in meeting, or in making this happen. Again, for some of you, it could be somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. Could be somebody that you're just kind of checking in on, or you heard about, or came into play. Some of you, it is a connection that you've had for a long time, and you're hopeful. You're hoping that it's gonna work, but you're feeling good about it, and you're feeling generous. So again, this is you saying, you know, I could spend all this time blaming. I could sit here and point the finger and say that it was them, but I'm going to maybe open up, and I'm going to maybe just put it all out there. And again, if they slam the door, they slam the door. And if they don't, then you got that shining star, right? The next card you have is your hopes and fears for the outcome of the month, and then your outcome. So the hopes and fears is the Hermit, which is a Virgo. I'm going to say that right out, straight up, because every time I see the Hermit, it just screams Virgo. This is your hopes and fears internally, so that's all internal, and your outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. All right, or coins, however you want to say it. So the Hermit is somebody who is retreating but gaining wisdom and being spiritual. Sorry, I just said Virgo because it's a Virgo card. Libra, this is what you're doing this month. You are gaining this wisdom. You are tucking yourself away in your man or woman cave and going, who am I? What do I want? What's happened in past relationships? What can I do better? I'm going to go out there with this hope, this inspiration, because I feel good. I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a good boyfriend, girlfriend, but I'm gaining wisdom every day. I'm looking, and I'm going to kind of retreat inside and understand what I bring to the table. And you're understanding too that there's like a higher power at work. Like what you put in the universe is what you're going to get back. And that's exactly what the Hermit is saying. It's like you're understanding now. If I put this out, I'll get this back. And if I put this out, I'll give that back. But my expectation can't be skewed. It has to be understanding that we all do things differently. So if you're single, this is you going, okay, got it. I'm taking the wisdom. I've retreated inside myself. I'm making the sacrifices. I'm figuring things out. And then I'm going to come out into the open as the Knight and say, hey, I'm good. I've got this. And be careful with this, because this person who is going to take you out of your comfort zone, but they're going to inspire you, they're going to make you feel really good. Don't retreat back to, I can't handle this, or you know, I don't know because this isn't what I'm used to. Don't. Take it as a spiritual journey. Take it as wisdom. Take it as a learning, something that you need to learn, because you're going to get this victory, this achievement of being in a healthy, stable relationship. It's just going to take some work. If you're looking to reconcile, this is also you looking into yourself and saying, if I really want to be with this person, you've had to have this retreat from them. Like I said, I don't necessarily know that this is somebody that you guys have talked to in a while, but you've taken this time of reprieve. You've taken this time of getting out of that and focusing on other things so that you could come back in stronger and focus on the relationship itself. It feels like there were other things that got in the middle. Like it wasn't necessarily that it was bad or that you guys didn't do well together. There was other things going on. And now that you've had the time to leave that energy and come back, things could be very positive. All right, so you end with the Knight of Pentacles, or coins, like I said, as your outcome of the month. And if you're single, this is saying, hey, I'm going to be hardworking. You're going to be hardworking at a lot of things, at work, but you're also going to be playing that dutiful role as far as being good at being in a relationship, if that makes sense. Like you're going to start paying attention to, hey, this works for us, this doesn't work for us. And I think this person, I keep talking about them because I'm getting kind of excited about it, they're going to make you be more methodical. You're going to be very cautious. You're going to be feeling like, I kind of want to grow up in a ball, I'm not sure. But you're going to feel this hope by the end of the month that's going to be just amazing. And you're going to feel like you're working at dating them, but in a way that's not like it's work. I can't explain it. It's more like you're honored and you feel amazing when you're with this person, and therefore you're going to feel like you need to put more energy and put more energy and put more energy into it. It's almost like you're showing up more, Libra. And I'm not saying that you don't normally. It's just more like, I don't know that you've ever met somebody who makes you feel like you want to put this much energy into it, is exactly what it comes down to. And for the first time in your life, you're feeling inspired that you can do it and that you actually want to be with somebody. And for the first time in your life, you may actually feel like this is somebody you would put that much work into. You would put them almost on a pedestal. And not that you need to, but just this person is going to make you feel like life is worth fighting for. And that's a beautiful feeling. And if you're looking to reconcile, like I said, I know you don't like it. And I'm going to get Libras who are like, bah, they're mad, they're pissed off, but he or she did this and whatever. But this is you working hard at it. This is you understanding that, you know what? You could go through 20 years of marriage with somebody, and guess what? They're going to piss you off, and they're going to do things that you're not happy about, and they're going to make you mad, and they're not going to say the right things at all the time, and nothing's ever going to be perfect. And I think that Libra, you're starting to realize, like, hey, I might have to decide if I want to be with this person. They're not going to suck it up, so I might have to. And they may very well suck it up and come to you. But then if they do, you're going to have to, and I'm not saying you have to do anything. Do what you want. But open your arms and be generous with that love and have this hope and inspiration. Because if they come to you and you do the na, you did, they're going to go in the opposite direction. And guess what? They may not come back. And then if you go for it, don't start it off with, well, guess what you did, and I can't believe. Start it off with, you know what? We had something amazing, and I was pretty upset with you, but I realized that I wasn't perfect either. And Libra, I love you guys a ton, but I think that this month may be full of some hard lessons. I'm going to pull a clarifying card for the outcome and the distant future, and then I will let you go, because I always say I'm not going to take up too much time, and then I take up more time than I think I'm going to. And Libra, I just have to say, I know that it's going to feel like I'm lecturing or harping, but it's very interesting because these cards are just saying, like, look, like there's something that you've got to recognize inside of yourself, because I think Libras are so, they're so, like, loyal, but also structured, and it's hard to be that way, because if you're structured one way, or you're used to doing things one way, and then all of a sudden your loyalty comes up against that structure or that sustainability, which one falls? And I think you know in yourself to a certain extent that you keep that sustainability in that structure, versus maybe having to put that, just that little bit more of, I don't know, like heart chakra into it, if that makes sense. All right, so clarifying your outcome for the month. You have the Knight of Wands. Okay. And the Knight of Wands is somebody who's energetic and daring and confident and charming. So if you're single, the end of the month being this night and this night, you have 2 nights. You are going to feel like you can conquer this. You can do the dating game. You know what you want. You understand that with patience, with this patience and this compromise. Look, Libra, the love of your life is coming. Like, don't dismiss it if it's not exactly what you pictured, or if it's not exactly in your wheelhouse of what you thought things would be structured wise for your relationship, because something really big is coming, and you're going to know it, because the minute you meet this person, you're going to feel uncomfortable, but in an uncomfortable where, like, instead of just having butterflies in your stomach, like, you're going to have butterflies in your stomach and your heart and all over the place. It's almost like a numbing feeling. Don't get into the nitty gritty of, if I do this, they should do that. Just let it flow. Be temperance, be patient, let it flow. If you're looking to reconcile, it's confident, daring, it's charming. Get out there, do it. It sucks having to do that. We've all had to bite back our pride and do it. And I keep reiterating it, but Libra, I mean, that's just, all of these are showing up as, you may have to be the bigger person, and you may just know that you're being the bigger person, and that, yeah. But if you want it, get it. Or move on. Your clarifying for the distant future is the Magician. One of my favorite cards. This is control. This is connections. This is making things happen. This is about destiny. This is about your ability. This is about being versatile. The Magician, look, has all these different signs on his hand because he can be diversified. He can be spontaneous and have that versatility. So get out of your comfort zone. Whoever this is who's coming in that's going to put you there, get out of it and enjoy it. And realize there's other sides to you, other facets to you. And I think you're going to quite enjoy it. So if you're single, just let it come. Don't try and control it. Just connect with this person. That's what the Magician is saying. And if you're looking to reconcile, have the ability to disregard the past. Have the ability to forgive and forget. As hard as that is. And I'm not saying it just for Libras. I'm saying I have been there. Everybody has been there. But if you do this and you let loose of the control, you will connect on a much bigger level. All right, Libra. I love you guys. I hope you have a great November. I will talk to you soon.